everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. This is written by Khalid Hossini. He wrote The Kite Runner. I forget what the sequel to that particular book is, but this is called Sea Prayer, and it's a very short, poetic book. It's about one of the Syrian refugees that died and was washed ashore. And it's heartrending, but it's also very beautiful, and just the words that he uses, and it's very vivid. And of course, it's also dedicated to the thousands of refugees that perished at sea fleeing wars. And I like the illustrations too. It's watercolor. Of course, it's not all beautiful like that. It gets surprisingly dark. Well, I shouldn't say surprisingly. It's notably, markedly so that he doesn't sugarcoat the violence that occurred in Homs. He's actually very straightforward about it, even though he uses very lyrical words to describe. But I'm going to read a little bit about Mr. Hossini. He's the most widely read and beloved authors in the world. His best-selling... Oh, the second one's called 1,000 Splendid Suns. Of course, I couldn't remember that. I know Kite Runner better. Kite Runner was actually made into a movie. Mountains Echoed. They've all sold more than 55 million copies. That's unprecedented. Hossini is a goodwill ambassador. Oh, I didn't know that. For the UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, and the founder of the Khalid Hossini Foundation, non-for-profit organization that provides humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan. That's fantastic. I have a friend in Afghanistan. His name's Nassim. He was born in Kabul, Afghanistan. He lives in Northern California. Well, that's far removed from Kabul. And I actually know where Kabul is. It's a small place. It's not very large at all. And I don't know if my friend's from Kabul or not. He might be, but my friend who's an FFC, he was in Kabul at one point in time. Doesn't talk that much about it. He's also been in Cuba at Gitmo. He didn't get to see a lot of the beauty of Cuba itself, but he didn't have a lot to say about it. But he said the internet sucks. I'm like, yeah, because my boyfriend, I speak to him when the Wi-Fi is actually good, which is hit or miss, literally. But anyway, the book Sea Prayer, if you're a big fan of Khalid, I like his books. I like his lyricism. I like the way that he describes and illustrates different aspects, especially just the devastation, the destruction, and it almost made me cry. I was this close to cry when I remember, and they're still going through this too, and it just breaks my heart because I have a lot of friends in Syria, and they're beautiful people, and I try not to judge based on what media says about a particular group of people due to the color of their skin. That's ridiculous. We should be over that by now. It's 2018, but there are still some close-minded people within that kind of thought pattern, and it's out of a place of fear rather than love. And I've been learning a lot about love-based response versus fear, and I'm actually overcoming I've had a lot of fear myself, so I'm the pot calling the kettle black, unfortunately, pardon the pun. But it's not an easy thing to do if you're frightened by the unknown like me. I think everybody is. I don't think that it's more so for some than it is for others. I think all of us are frightened of what we don't understand. But just to come out of a place of a loving and acceptance, I think it's better that way. I think that's what Jesus would have done, and it's part of, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what he taught, Forgive those who spitefully use you, turn the other cheek, that kind of thing. But don't let people walk all over you. He never stated that, and don't be a doormat. But I try to attain that as much as I possibly can, even though as a human being, I have my foibles, I have my faults. And with sea prayer, you just see it doesn't go into actual detail on the wars, the attacks in and of themselves. It's just man's inhumanity to man. But there is a shade of hope within that, and even as he prays for Masood, and it's really quite beautiful and heartrending. But that's all I have to say about sea prayer. So until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Tootsie. Hi, baby. Yeah, I actually have a short story about this little runt right here, my vagabond, as I should say. A lot of you know that I went to see Ninja Sex Party, which was the best concert I've ever attended, and I hope to God that they come to Columbus, because that's actually closer to where I live. That's Ohio, that's next door. I could just, pop on over there. Every time Danny has a concert in Columbus, they sell out like nobody's business. Anyway, getting back to topic, I went to Minnesota, I came back, my friend had taken care of my animals, they were fine, all was well and good. It was a really windy Sunday, and apparently he had a option of exit. There was a little literal window of opportunity for him to bolt, which he did, and he was gone for a few days. I was completely devastated. I cried like nobody's business. I worked in spite of the fact that I felt like a complete heel for doing so. I just felt like the most dismal, loathsome, spineless individual that could have walked this planet. I felt more like an amoeba than I did an actual human being. But Tuesday last week, he actually came back. He was under the stairwell in my apartment complex. I heard him meowing, and I called his name. I said, Peanut. He said, meow. And he actually came toward me. I thought, yeah, he's just like a dog. So he came toward me. I had a bowl of food in the crook of my arm, and he ate it voraciously. And it's like, I feed you plenty. It's not like you're starving, but needless to say, I was extremely grateful that he came back, and he's got a little scratch right here. I don't know if you were able to see it on the video, but yeah, little vagabond paws here. I'm gonna be calling him that for a little bit. That's his nickname, Vagabond Paws. It actually sounds like the name of a poet or a gypsy. Yeah, and I like it. It's got a nice little ring to it, and it could be made into a song if you wanted to. But he's fine. He doesn't seem any worse for wear. That's all I care about. Until next time.